Staring is just a cultural thing in Germany, you know, and people stare, but they stare like this in the mountain.
Wait, I wasn't expecting that.
Nah. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video.
I go into this video and give my perspective on how I've dealt with the stares in this country and what it's like to meander this country as a person of color, particularly black person, in Munich, Germany as an American citizen. If you like videos like this, and if this is your first time watching a video on my channel, my name is Chris. I come from Michigan, and on this channel I talk about everything. I talk about Germany, I talk about China, I talk about the US, I talk about polyglottery. I'm a polyglot. I speak 6 languages. I love culture, and I also often do culture exchanges and reviews on culture. So if you find these type of videos interesting, please consider hitting the subscribe button, activating the notification button so that you know when I post videos, which is usually every Tuesday. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss content. Okay guys, so I got the comment and it goes as follows. So this is from D. Cortez, I think. It says, Murphy, I am a black male from Kentucky who will be moving to Germany this year. I've seen black American men on YouTube saying people in Germany, especially German women, stare at them and can tell that they aren't from Germany. How can Germans tell you're not from there besides you being black? Aren't there Africans in Germany too? What's been your experience? Well, thank you so much for your comment. I really appreciate it, and it opens up an interesting discussion about German stares, right? With regards to if men stare at me more than women stare at me, I can't really answer this question, and I honestly haven't really paid attention because I just think, honestly, I'm being stared at. So I can't really go into the specifics of if it's gender-based, but what I can say is being an African-American here, I have experienced stares, and sometimes the stares have actually made me feel really uncomfortable. A prime example that I like to talk about often in my private group of my friends, and I've never shared this on Facebook actually, is that although I speak fluent German, I would say now, and I've been living in Germany for 3 years, the stares that Germans have at you kind of make me feel really uncomfortable. Now, granted, my subscribers have told me in multiple videos that staring is just a cultural thing in Germany, you know, and people stare, but they stare like this in the mountain.
Wait, I wasn't expecting that.
Nah, me either, bro. It's like, dang,
Somebody staring.
like, that's how it look. Like, literally, like, is this to the T of a stare?
Wait, hold up. Okay, so this has been covered up quite a bit because our black Americans who are in Germany, we have been watching some of their videos, and our German supporters they say they didn't realize that it was such a thing until black American YouTubers started saying it. So that gave us more of a perspective of it doesn't always mean what we know it to mean in America.
Yeah.
But that thank God we got warned. I don't know about, now that I'm aware of it.
Bro, that was different.
That's different.
That was different.
Now that I'm aware of it, I would probably maybe walk up to the person and start having a conversation. But that's uncomfortable.
But I also heard someone say that, dang, how did he say that? I can't even repeat it because I don't remember for word. But it's like, yo, okay, if you're staring like that, to me, I would think that's like, are you daydreaming? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you daydreaming? And if I start walking and your eyes start following me, that's like,
oh, I'm telling you,
that
back there,
that back
is
there,
not real.
No, sir.
That's how I would feel. That's how I would feel. That's different, y'all. Now, at first, I thought the stare was just a stare. You know, like our stares.
Like a curiosity stare.
But
Bro, we gotta take them back. Hold on. Hold on.
Well,
Wait.
now, granted, my subscribers have told me in multiple videos that staring is just a cultural thing in Germany.
That's culture.
You know, and people stare, but they stare like this.
This lightens
In the
up.
mountains, on the bus, on the S-Bahn,
Oh,
everywhere.
snap.
And so
funny.
sometimes when I'm in the city and I want to try a new place, these stairs have actually discouraged me from walking into restaurants because let's just say there's a coffee shop that's open and then just people sit.
Do this for us. Drop a number in the comment section. How long is a stare? We need to know. Is it a 5 second, 10 second? Like, what's the rule for stairs? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is that a rule of thumb too? It's like, you know, you usually stare at a person, then you go on about your business, or it's like a stare until that person leaves, like, type of stuff.
Right.
Like, I'm being watched the entire time.
Cause I told y'all I stare back, but I mean that's a different stare.
Now,
That-
you got
that's
like
a
4
spooky
people
one.
looking at you like that.
We just gonna have to be American at that point and say, "Hey y'all,
Right. We here. Blank.
we from the South. We gonna light the load, okay?"
What you
You know,
need?
outside,
I got
terrace
it. What you need?
style, Parisian style, you know, you have the terrace, which is coming down, and the seats are sitting in front, and it opens up a door for basically people watching. You have a group of people who I'm assuming are German look at you like this
That's different.
as you come in. Sometimes these stairs make me feel really, really uncomfortable. And one way that I go about addressing this uncomfortable feeling is try to think about how I feel when I walk down the street. I live in a big city, Munich, so people are less likely to talk to you, just spark up a conversation with small talk with you here in Munich than they are in other areas of Germany, especially, for example, the Bavarian villages. So in practice, when you're walking down the street, people, they don't even look at you sometimes, they don't greet you, and sometimes you have to take this methodology and be that person when people are staring at you like this.
gotta keep
Be
pushing.
that person. You are a customer just like everybody else. You are spending your hard-earned money. Enjoy. Be in your own world. And I think living in Germany has kind of taught me to be in my own world and to really focus more on what I'm doing and less on what other people are doing. Sometimes the stares are really intense though, and I actually want to ask Germans, and maybe you guys can help me answer this question. What is it that you expect us to say in these type of circumstances? For example, when we are being stared at by Germans. If it is true, in fact, that this is German culture and that this is something that is natural, how is it then would you like us to respond to being stared at like this?
Why you keep doing that?
Okay, so you heard the question, and we still like have a lot of people that's listening, so they still want to know as well. But you know, usually you see a kid do that.
Yeah,
And you would
kids
get
are
down to
fine.
their level and be like,
I
hey,
wait.
how you doing? You okay? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, you do that. Like, we see kids do that, but when it comes in an adult form, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, it comes a little, like, questionable. You know?
Yeah, that's why I said I would say, hey, you know, do the nod, you know. But, and I know it wouldn't even be acceptable for us to be like, hey, y'all. You know,
All
that
eyes
wouldn't
on
even
me.
be-
It's like, you know.
But that's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. People are not used to that, so I think it's okay to ask, like, what is it that you guys are expecting for them to do when you do that? Like do y'all think at all of the person is
It's-
being
it's their
uncomfortable, or
culture.
I don't think it's like
Yeah.
a second thought for them. It's like it's nature. It's like
Yeah. Someone also brought up the fact that it's just like when a European or a white person go to Africa in a place that they usually don't see anybody other than what they look like, that they would stare. And I do remember seeing a video of a little boy who ran away because he didn't know what that was.
yeah.
So I could understand that, but in a big city like that, like
I also read that
Oh.
some people don't realize they're doing it.
right.
It's
right.
like it comes on them. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah. I don't know. Cause see, let's think about like when we're in the movie theater, not really a movie theater, but anywhere.
Restaurant. Let's do a restaurant.
Restaurant
Yeah,
and
yeah.
someone suspicious come in the store, and you know, we live in America. So
So-
we checking out the scene and we like,
So with us, a stare can mean so many different things.
Yes.
So though it's normal for you guys, a person who has dealt with a random stare,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, while I'm being watched, is someone else around me
Yeah.
watching me? Should I,
Yeah.
for a woman, should she tuck a purse? For a man, should he start getting in defense mode? Should I, put my child closer? Somebody around the. It's like things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? We get on that what if mode.
Yeah.
You know?
So he asked the question because I was gonna ask, what do you all expect people to do
Yeah.
when that is happening?
Hey, but don't get me wrong. This is a little hilarious, though.
How he keep doing?
Yeah, this is a little hilarious. It's funny.
Should we initiate a conversation? Should we ask, what are you looking at? What will be the perfect response to engage you, I guess, in the conversation? Because I haven't figured it out yet. In regards to your second question about if people can tell if I'm African or not, when I first got here in Munich, Germany, I made a video about someone speaking to me and asking me if I was a Flüchtling, I think that's how you say refugee in German.
Okay.
People would think that I am a refugee, probably because their understanding of the black diaspora, particularly speaking here in Munich, Germany, I think is probably embryonic. I know Nigerians, I know Ugandans, I know Ghanaians, I know Cameroonians who live here, and I just happen to come from the United States. But I was asked one time, like, bist du ein Flüchtlinge? And then I said, no, I'm not a refugee. I came from the United States. I'm from the United States, and I lived in China, and I'm here. And then the immediate response was, oh, wow, I love America. America is an amazing country, yada, yada, yada. That's really good that you're from America. What state are you from? And then what was really interesting is that we walked away from this refugee comment. It went from asking me if I'm a refugee and being inquisitive about me being a refugee and presupposing that because I'm black that I somehow have to be a refugee, to having a discussion and praising me for having an American passport and coming from America, and completely switching the conversation. Now, I have talked to some of my other African friends who have also been asked if they're a refugee, and when they say that they're a refugee, the responses that they get sometimes have been quite aggressive and have been very unpleasant. So I can only imagine myself in these type of circumstances if I were to say yes. Now, in terms of when I speak German, maybe I have an American accent. Maybe people can gauge my citizenship from the way that I speak German. Maybe I have an American accent. Maybe it's the way that I walk. Maybe it's the way that I talk. Perhaps that's how people can tell. But me personally, I can't even tell sometimes when I'm walking down the street and I see another person who is black, right? I mean, the only difference between us is, in many cases, is our passports. I mean, there's certain things that I can see and tell. For example, that, okay, this person is probably from Africa, but I can't really tell. But overall, to answer your question, my experience in Germany as a African American, a descendant from Africa, has been very pleasant. I have felt very safe here. I have felt welcomed. But unfortunately, I have experienced racism. The first time I have ever been called the N-word in my entire life was here in Germany, not far from where I live. Someone was riding a bike, this older German man riding his bike, and as he passed by, he called me the N-word. Now, I have lived all over the world. I have lived in America. I have lived in Germany. I have lived in China. I've lived in Mexico. And it wasn't until I came to Germany that someone called me the N-word. And I was shocked. I was really shocked. I didn't know how to respond, of course, because I didn't expect that from people in Germany. I just didn't even think that was a thing that, people would use that type of vocabulary in Germany. But it happened to me, and I spoke to a few friends about it, and it was a rude awakening for me. So that doesn't go to say that there is no racism and that you may not be subject to it, but in my case, as a person here in Germany, a black person here in Germany, my overall experience has been positive. I've gotten questions that, for example, people before I even open my mouth and speak German, older people will look at me and ask me, in deinem Land gibt es schönes Wetter? So, in your country, is there nice weather? before asking me if I'm from Germany. So they're essentially presupposing that I am not from Germany based off how I look and asking me how the weather is in my country. I would never get offended because of by these questions, because in reality, I am from another country. I am from the US. So I said, yeah, in meinem Land ist es kalt. Es ist kalt wie hier in Deutschland. It's cold like here in Germany because I come from Michigan. But I have friends who are black and are from Germany. Just imagine if they were born and raised here, they know no other land but Germany, and they were being asked these type of questions. I wonder how they would feel. Just imagine being asked these questions. But yeah, those are my 2 cents on it. I hope I answered your question. But yeah, so overall, I think you coming to Germany this year, welcome to Germany. Germany is a wonderful place. You're going to have an amazing time. Germany welcomes you with open arms. I welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, we're gonna stop him right there. Yeah, I think he was painting a really nice picture of Germany.
Yeah,
overall,
that
very
was
nice picture.
a good, a good discussion on the sphere.
Yeah, he got in depth with it. He asked great
Yeah.
questions, and he even told us, his experience on, his ways of how he felt. It could be approached, but it's just a good way to know, like, what would you guys recommend when y'all do those things?
Yeah. Now, when it comes to dealing with racism, I mean, I feel like we're kind of used to it down here. We used to, like, seriously, the subtle, the overt racism, like, we used to it. Like, our children are even used to it. That's sad.
Yeah, y'all gonna probably say, "Oh, that is so terrible."
That is so.
But
It's the truth.
Yeah, it's that's what it is, though. Yeah.
Like, our children we teach our children love. We put our children in diverse populations and environments, and our children understand ignorant people.
Because they have been dealing. Well, I ain't gonna say they have been, but they have. Dealt with a situation at one point. So we had to educate them a little deeper on it and help them understand it, and let them know that that first impression was that individual's first encounter with you, and that's how they really felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's children. I don't
Right.
think they can sugarcoat more than what they do. You know what I'm saying? So.
But the number one thing I would say is that I've never felt so at home in my life. And
Really?
I believe that everybody's experience is the same, right? But
And he said everybody's
Hold
experience
on.
is different.
Different.
Okay, he said.
Oh,
all right,
yeah,
bet,
that's
bet,
what he
bet.
meant. That
All
it was
right,
different.
Clear that up.
Okay, so that
Wow.
speaks volumes.
It does.
Knowing that in comparison to the rest of the population, that black people in Germany is a small population of that.
They're
So-
loved on though.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, we be feeling good about it.
let's talk about it though. Let's get it.
to feel the type of equality, to feel like there's no different types of judgment. And of course, every culture, every race, every nationality, you're gonna have your own type of prejudgment to let other people feel like they feel better than you and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
here, I've never felt such inequality before, even living or being from America. Just a little backstory. Like I said, I was military stationed here for 3.5 years, and if you haven't been here before, there is people from all over. You know what I mean? Primarily, it depends on the city that you go to, but people come from all over the world to live here. And it's not to say like that happens in a lot of big cities, but I feel like this place is such a diverse group of people that it's not really a big thing about who you are. So the first aspect that I was going to touch on is equality. And like I said before, people don't judge you about things that make people different, but it's more about equality and about how you treat people in general. And the thing about it is, it's not just in Germany, it's like Europe in general, right? So I remember when I was in the UK, like if you don't know, and as an American, I personally wouldn't know unless I went there, but in the UK there was like so many different black people, and that's the thing, it's not just American, because even being American, like if you don't know, just the thought of being black American is like its own identity thing, but it's people all over the world that you actually get to connect with that comes from a deeper meaning instead of just what happened, in a couple hundred years ago and slavery and all that good stuff. And the fact that they've already come to terms with, you know what I'm saying, like it's just a different method of thinking, and it's
That's a point to make, because what they dealt with in Germany was not that long ago, and they have come to terms with it.
Mm-hmm.
here the people have not come to terms with it. I think we have, but the people have not come to terms with it.
No, not as much.
They are still under the delusion of, oh, it was so long ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Right.
Okay, literally, we were looking at our family tree the other day, and it was great who dealt with it. Great. I still have a great grandmother who's alive.
Right.
Okay, so her grandparents.
And then we have like real close, I guess you could say, siblings, grandparents, or parents that's like 100 years from that aspect mark of it going down like that.
Our parents were born 100 years
After
it ended.
Yeah, so that's not that long ago.
100 years. It's not that long ago.
No.
Not like, oh, you know, it's the color of my skin doesn't hinder me from doing anything differently. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that I love about it here in Europe. You know, in general, you know, France, England, Germany, all those places, they basically, like, it's equivalent. They treat you as the person instead of as the color and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, some girls like that, some girls don't, you know, but a lot of them do. And it's not, because I know when I was in Asia, like, it feels like people, because the society kind of they put the precedence on, you know, having fairer skin makes you seem better, or you're cleaner, some shit like that. Like here, it's almost like, not to say like in a general sense, but for me personally, it's just like, it's the sense of like, you know, danger and curiosity and something different a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like the chocolate swirl inside of a strawberry and vanilla Napoleon ice cream box.
Let them
you know
get it out.
And who doesn't eat all the chocolate first? That's how I feel like here. But yeah, like the equality is like second to none that I've ever seen. Personally in the world so far, I don't know, I haven't been everywhere, but I'm just saying in Europe in general, but definitely in Germany, it's equal across the board, man. Number two is, well, the second point I want to say is the friendliness. Now, it's one thing to just treat people equal, because, you know, we all say that we want to treat people equal, and we try to act like we do, but to really treat people equal and be friendly and actually be nice to them and actually want to get to know them, you know? This is another feeling that I haven't had, you know, just being in America, you know what I mean? Yeah, you talk to people like they're equal, but it's like this undertone that's not really the same, like,
you know it too,
I'm a little bit better than you,
that.
whatever, blase. But here, it's just like, most people are like really friendly because they want to actually get to know who you are. And the thing, like, even when I meet people, not to say treating me the same like they would treat me different, but it's just like, it's not even a barrier, it's not even a thought. The only thought that's in the air would be the thought that I'm presenting to the situation or to myself, you know what I'm saying? So they don't really care at all. And they're friendly to everybody that they want to meet. And if they're not friendly with you, it's not because of, you know, your color, it's because they're just not friendly, you know what I mean? So you just got to get over that. But it's not like this, oh, hey, hi, hello, you know what I mean? And like I said, I have 3 years experience, and I have yet to be to a place to where I feel, you know, the universal embrace, like it was just like it's nothing, you know, which it really is nothing, but I just never felt that before since being here, and that's why I end up calling this place home.
I feel like he's trying to basically say he feels human.
Okay.
He feels, you know, alive and involved. He don't feel overlooked. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a very good way to just kind of be, you know, in your own confidence, in your own space, and not feel like someone is staring at you, judging you, placing, like you mentioned, a stigma on you. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's in a good place, and he's definitely showing that today.
That's good.
That is good, yeah.
It's Germany is getting some points.
Big time.
Okay.
Big time.
But yeah, just a story that I had, and that's the thing, and it comes from universal, you know, and that's the thing, like in America, right, I had a lot of trouble with the law, and people, they think, like when they see dudes do it on TV, like the police or 5-0 or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they think it's because like some shit that they've seen on TV or whatever, but for me personally, that wasn't the case. I actually had the run-ins with the law. I actually had them, you know, pull over my vehicle for no reason and search me for no reason without probable cause. Actually, you know, had them come to my house and accuse me of doing things that I haven't done. You know, actually telling me that I was like a bad person for hanging around people that had guns when I didn't even have a gun at the time. And, you know, my personal feeling, I'm not going to stop being friends with people because they got guns. Like, that don't make no sense, because we can throwing a whole nother debate about the NRA and all that good shit. But they made how they made me feel. You know what I'm saying? I just ended up saying, you know, like, f them, you know what I mean? Like they ain't never did good for me. It was always problems. So f them, you know what I mean? So then coming here, there was a story. Me and my buddy, we were driving to another city, which was like a couple hours away, and we got pulled over by the police or the polizei. And the funny thing is, right? Like me and him were like, we're so used to like being in the trouble with the law. So when they pulled us over, we're like, holy shit, oh man, what did we do? We don't even know what we did, but yo, we in trouble. Like we got to get out of here, whatever it is. And then what happened was they pulled us over and they ended up informing us that our tag was hanging loose. You know, so my buddy, he had his license plate, and he only had two screws in there. One of the screws was out, so it was hanging loose. And then basically what happened was they were telling us that the tag was loose, and it was like, oh shit, we didn't know, you know, we'll fix it right away, sir, you know, no problem. So then there was no ticket issue, no citation. And what happened was they ended up asking us like, hey, you know, do you want us to help you fix it? You know, we got time. If you want to pull over, we got some tools in the back, you know, we can help you fix it if you want, no problem. And I was just so taken by that. You know what I mean? I've never in my life had a law enforcement officer like try to actually help, like in the general sense of just helping, you know, and not to say like maybe they have other things to do, you know what I mean? But the fact that they actually would even give the helping hand to do that actually they would actually take the time, they actually cared, you know what I mean? And they said like, you know, hey, having your license plate hanging is dangerous, not only because it fall, but it can hit the car behind you, whatever. But the fact that they would actually give a helping hand to help you, I've never in my 20-something odd years of being in America had a policeman that wanted to stop me and actually do anything but give me a citation or
That's what's
Or
up.
what?
take me to jail or some shit like that. Nobody wanted to.
Okay, so I want to speak on that because y'all have heard us share our bad moments with law enforcement, but I have had some, I get, and I can say it's because I'm a woman. I have had some experiences similar to that where something was wrong with the car, I didn't know about it, and they'll lend a helping hand, but not all of them.
No, they're not all gonna do it.
But as he's talking about it, like you can hear the trauma and my chest starts to get tight because sometimes we don't realize we hold trauma with that, and why he said that people be on TV and
that's where nervousness comes from. That's why we feel so heavy when we get nervous, because that's a trauma trigger that we feel. And sometimes it could be in so many locations of your body that you get nervous in that area, but you know it's overwhelming you. Yeah. This is a trauma response.
Yeah, and I'm not even the person talking, but he's talking, and I just feel tightening in my chest because of, man, just being in front of the wrong person who is in that authority. Sometimes for our community, it really does mean, I don't want to say it, but y'all know what I want to say.
Yes, sir.
And just to hear him it's like a release.
Yeah, it is a release, and it takes time to get used to, you know what I'm saying, because you're dealing with officers still. But the nature of an officer in Germany isn't the nature of an officer in America. And he's getting that culture shock right there, you know what I'm saying? He's getting that shockwave through his body to release all those toxins of nervousness and trauma and all that stuff so he can feel comfortable again. And I feel like everybody need that reality check, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we have run-ins, man. Not us, but people have run-ins, and they go through things. And
we ain't gonna speak that over ourselves, Chad. We try to stay far away, okay? Far.
Help. Nobody wanted to fucking help. They were helping themselves, basically. You know, meet your quota, whatever. But here they actually wanted to help. You know, put on a license plate, bro. Like that. To me, in itself, was like I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see the point. So that's what I mean. Just like by friendliness, equality, the standard of living is higher. It's like they care about trash in the streets. When they actually have people doing bad things. There's another story. When I was going to the store, some lady ended up backing into a car and then driving away, and there was like 20 people that just stopped and said, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened." They got the license plate number and told on the lady, or you know, let the informants know what happened and the license plate number and what happened. But it's like this, it's a societal circle of like taking care of each other and making sure everybody's doing the right thing.
You know, my question is,
it goes
because it brings to my attention when he said that people come together and they tell. Do other locations put their phones out and just start recording? Like how they do in America? Because in America, like if you see a fight, if you see an incident, there's a like any traumatic thing that's going on in the streets, the first thing some people do is they take their phones out and they just start recording it, and they just recording, and they just recording, and they just recording, and they just recording. Like, is that just a thing, us problem in the U.S. that we got?
That's crazy. That's crazy. The older people, sensible people will help.
Yeah, that's.
But for a lot of people, their first nature is to pull out their phone and record. And sometimes it's not to record for evidence. Sometimes, most of the times, it's just a post
for clout. But he's mentioning that out there, they didn't necessarily do that to him, or however that situation may went with the accident. They brought it to the attention of the officer, or however they needed to do it, by everyone coming together and speaking. So a group of people saying one thing, the officer's gonna have his whole statement ready. Like, you got it.
I do want to say one thing. When it comes to taking out your phone, sometimes that evidence is what is needed to push.
Yeah. I'm not knocking that
for the public.
I'm not knocking that.
No, I know what you're saying. But I just wanted to make that clear. Sometimes it is for the public good to know what's going on, just like, some of our recent movements. But is it only America?
But is it only America though? Like, is it only us that put our phones out? Like, I can talk about plenty of topics where putting your phone out has been such a benefit to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the question is it just a us thing that we do that?
And not us as in Demouchets. Got to make that clear.
Is it an American thing? More so, yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they say, yes, y'all the only ones.
Hey, they told us about some other stuff too. It's like, yep, y'all the only ones who do that too.
That's crazy.
Such a long way. It goes such a long way, especially when you come from a society that doesn't have that at all. Now, you will have your occasional haters. You will have people that don't really like you for whatever reason. You know what the reason is. But that's okay. You're not going to win every single battle. The world is not meant for you to just, think that you can go through without being hated. Whatever you are, people are going to hate on you regardless. But I think that the advantages totally outweigh the disadvantages. Even with like mixed children, you might see some older people be like, I don't like that. When you see that, interracial relationships, like, I don't like it. But the advantages totally outweigh the disadvantages. I've never felt such embrace. I think it's just they put so much more attention to the things that matter and actually living a good lifestyle, being happy and enjoying yourself on a day-to-day basis instead of worrying about that stupid stuff, So you can catch me at every Oktoberfest, Volksfest, wearing lederhosen. Yeah, it's whatever, man. And it's just, it's a beautiful country to me, So being black in Germany, easy. It's the easiest thing ever for me, I think so. And yeah, definitely, if you ever thought about coming to Germany, shoot on down, man. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, that was my spiel for today.
That's cool.
Some good stuff right there, man. I like that he was able to mention that he's able to go to all these different fests and stuff and have fun outside. You know what I'm saying?
Not feel
like an outcast or still in the news that something just happened after you left or before you arrived to the location, And it kind of keeps people from just wanting to participate in things on a regular basis. But when you're having those type of environments where you can go there, have fun, and not necessarily have your head on a swivel 24/7, it kind of gives you that resting place that you can be there and just really enjoy yourself.
What's for me? So, obviously I'm black, and so the first thing that I would say, which I experience because I'm black in Germany, is the staring. So the staring is a little bit intense. Like, I have never been stared at so long in my life. Like, normally in New York, like, you just glance by someone like quickly, and if you see them see you, you look away immediately. But I found in Germany, in the southern part where I lived, they just stared so hard, and if you stared back at them, they don't look away. Like, they'll just stare straight at you and don't blink, don't nothing.
Golly.
It's funny when she said they don't look away, because I feel like we all have like this, the same thing that we do. If we see someone staring at us, we'll look away. then we'll look
The first
back to
time.
make the
first time.
Then we'll look back to make sure that they looked away too. And if they don't look away, we gonna be staring.
Yeah, it's gonna be a staring contest at that point. I think from a woman's perspective, it's gonna be some neck rolling that's going along with that. Like one of these, like, you know what I'm saying? And
But I do have to say, I'll say hi. If they don't say hi back, oh, we really staring.
I think you can vibe out with a stare though. Like you can see the energy behind a stare.
Mm-hmm. But granted, we have come to know that some people don't see it as rude. They're staring because they're studying you.
I had to learn that.
But we have to learn that. But
I had to learn
here, studying means that, I mean, not studying here, staring sometimes mean why are you here? Like you're not good enough to be in the space that you're in. And it means other rude things like, you know, they're trying to, okay, let's say if we in like a upscale store, top of the line store. Let's say we in
Just say store.
a store.
Just say a store.
Right, a store where you have to have a salesperson. I don't want to put out a name. I don't want to put out a name on.
Right.
Don't be coming for me. But a store where you have to have an assistant to shop.
Mm-hmm.
In that store, if a customer comes in and they're staring at you in that way, it usually means they're trying to figure out how you're in this store. How can you afford to be in this store?
True story.
You know,
True
so
story,
that's
true
what
story.
we're used to. And I know a lot of our German supporters, thank you guys so much for your love, first of
100%.
all.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all have been wondering, like, why do Americans focus so much on race? We have so many videos expressing our views about our culture, and I feel like you have to understand our culture, and not just the black culture, but American culture,
Right.
and how it's important for other black people, not just Americans, but of the diaspora, to watch videos like this so that we can prepare ourselves for certain spaces. Now, what we have gotten, this is our second Black in Germany video. What we have gotten is that we're accepted. Bottom line, we are
Pretty much.
accepted.
Yeah.
We don't want to go into a society where we wouldn't be accepted. You know, so
Yeah.
that's why these videos are important.
And it's just sometimes it's a little bit like, damn, do I have like ketchup on my face? But obviously that's not the reason.
the
Like
ketchup.
that's not the reason. It's because I'm black. Like that's the only reason why you're staring so long at me. So the staring is a little bit intense, and I do get that on a daily basis. It's very hard to blend in here, very hard to, you know, disappear into the wall because you're black and it just is what it is. The next point that I wanted to bring up to you guys is kind of the ignorant comments.
Oh.
Obviously you'll get ignorant comments anywhere in America, South America, Africa. I don't know, you can get ignorant comments anywhere in the world. But again, I'm just telling you what I've experienced here, and I'll give you two prime examples. So it's the where are you from question, which it seems to boggle people all the time where I'm from. I would randomly get stopped, I don't know, at the bus stop or in the train station randomly, and they're just like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, like, which is really nice, like, thank you. Oh my god, like, where are you from? What are you doing here? And I'm just like, oh, I'm from, you know, New York, and I'm here just working and traveling. And then, you know, most of the time they just cut me off at like New York, and they're just like, no. They're just like, no.
Really from?
Where are you really from? Where are you really from? And I'm just like, I just said it, I'm from New York. And they're just like, no. Where are your parents? No, where are your parents from? And then I'm like, they're Jamaican. And then they're just like, oh, they're just like, oh, okay. So you are Jamaican. Okay. Whew. It's like a whole weight of
Lord,
Well,
okay.
we're a land of immigrants, so I mean we are not a land.
We're a pot of gumbo.
We live in the land of immigrants, so
That's that where you from question
Yeah.
that she been talking about. So yeah.
See, if we was asked that question, y'all would have me giving y'all a whole history lesson. Y'all know I like history. Be like, okay, so I'm a fifth generation.
Oh Lord. See, I'm a play with you a little bit. I'm gonna be like, where you usually get, you know, your information about where people from. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you usually come up to people and they tell you where they're from, what's your percentage of where they come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to know what you know before I tell you what I know.
Right.
That way we can
That's
have
the
an
art.
understanding on. But I can understand what I'm gonna tell you concerning what you need to know. You know what I'm saying? That's how you play your cards.
Yeah, and by the end of the conversation, he got the people laughing. Dion is a people person.
Oh yeah, 100%. I got you.
I'm the historian. So I'm like, Okay, so the slave trade.
Oh Lord.
Because you know, a lot of times African Americans don't know other than America. She's fortunate; she has Caribbean parents, so you know.
That's why you gotta know the headspace at, because
Yeah.
sometimes they let you into what they really want to know before you can just drop the bombshell on somebody about conversations that they probably just be like, no. But where you're from,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So
Well, I was raised. Well, no, I'm here. Well, I was born in this hospital.
right. It almost sounds like they know your people when they ask questions like that.
Right.
That's how it usually comes off when we get that out here. They're like, where you from though?
Yeah.
Like, where you from? Then they hit you with that, who your people?
Right. By the third, where you're from, baby, I don't know. I'm here
We cousins.
at this point.
Might as
From
well
Earth.
be Earth.
Lifted off their shoulder once they found out that actually, you know, my heritage is from Jamaica. People can't seem to accept that I'm from America. It's like something very hard to grasp. And so after I started getting these comments like where are you from? Like digging into my history. Like when I noticed that people started to go like
You'd have been good on her hip for
deeper,
this one.
then I was just like, no, I'm not telling people like where my parents are from. You should accept that I just said I'm from New York. I'm not embarrassed of being Jamaican American, nothing, but it kind of made me feel like you're trying to put me in a box. The second type of comments which I do get, a lot of people are very nice when they first approach me, but then they go it always turns like left field. They're just like, oh, your skin is so beautiful. I take that very nicely. I love that. I love my skin. They're always like, oh my God, your skin is so beautiful and so like smooth. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then they're just like, oh my God. And it's just like so dark. They come next to me and then they put their hand like next to mine, like, and they're just like, look, like I'm almost getting to your skin complexion. I just need to go to like Italy for a summer and then like I'm at the same complexion as you. So I get that a lot where they put their skin next to my skin and then say, ha ha ha, I'm almost like your skin complexion, ha ha ha. And it's like, that's actually not funny. I also even had one person like put like a pen tip, like a black pen tip, like to my skin complexion and like compared like the black pen to my skin. Like, oh my God, you guys are like the same color, when really, not really, but just ignorant comments. So is Germany safe? I think yes.
I never had that one before. Now I've had a girl say, you know, she'll say that she want to be darker, but I don't know about that one. That one's strange.
I don't got no comment for that one.
That one's strange.
Y'all gonna have to let us in your head on that one, because I don't got no comments on that one.
Yeah,
That wouldn't fly. That wouldn't fly here. That would be looked at as very rude.
I don't know. Sometimes I be feeling like people is fetishing.
That is the thing. That is
I'm
definitely a
gonna
thing.
give you
A compliment is good, but when you start to like, I don't know I really don't know what to call this, because this is not what we go through. I never had this experience, but like a compliment is nice, but at some point it's like, put a plug.
Yeah.
That's enough. You don't need to do
You
another
should have
extra
kept
stuff.
that up here. Keep it up here.
Well, what is curiosity to this though? Like, what is the curiosity level? I don't understand it.
That one a little strange. I got to
That's
know
different.
about that one.
Shaky.
A little shaky.
I think 100% yes. I think if you can live in America, you can for sure live in Germany.
that,
I don't think
yep.
you would have to worry if you come to Germany about your safety. Now, maybe this could change, for example, in like East Germany, that might be a little bit different. So then to kind of answer, I guess, the big question of, is Germany racist? I think right now it's a hard time because of all the refugees that are coming into the country, and so there's a lot of, I think, resistance going on between the Germans and the refugees. So I basically had this experience where I guess people just immediately thought that I was a refugee and would give me some type of like attitude or like some type of resistance or just nasty stare. And so I will give you just one kind of example of how this kind of affected me in a negative way. This last year or 2 years ago, my two sisters visited me in Germany, and an incident happened where on the bus, this guy like physically pushed me off the bus, like physically pushed me off the bus. And thank goodness I had my older sister there, because you know, she's a buff girl, she can fight, and she basically stood up for me, like pushed him back, and like we were arguing like with this guy, and he had a friend too, so it was two of the Germans against like me and my sister, and I had my little sister there as well, and she was just I think 15 at the time, and she was so scared, but she was just in the background. And so it was just me and my sister arguing back with this guy, and I'll never forget what he said. He was just like, go back to your country, like we don't want you here, blah blah blah. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like my sisters are just here on vacation, they just wanted to see your beautiful country, and then this is the type of reaction that people have towards you. And him and his friend, they really thought like me and my sisters, you know, group of black girls, we were like, you know, refugee women or something like that. And as soon as we did open...
Okay, so I do have to say this.
No, go ahead.
This video was recorded 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there. Wait, baby.
I don't know if I should leave my comment for this.
When you have those thoughts, it's best that you keep it to yourself.
Nah, really
I have
though.
learned.
Yeah, that's alright.
our mouths and they realized that we were Americans, then they kind of like toned it down just a bit. I never thought that would have happened to me. It did change my perspective of Germany at that time. I never thought it would have gotten physical, but it did. So I will say that as a black person going anywhere in the world, you need to watch your back, you need to look out. Germany is a safe country, but they have these 1 in a million people who you will possibly encounter. But again, this is not saying that Germany is a racist country or anything like that. I'm saying that like in any other country, you will find racists. It just is a fact. And again, I don't want anyone to take this video in a negative way. It was just some experiences that I went through. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys.
Alright, y'all, we're gonna end it right there. Ooh.
It was
Alright.
good to hear a woman's perspective on this.
We did get the gentleman perspective. You know what I'm saying? This was very, random. I did not see this one coming,
Yeah, she brought up some different things this time.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Overall, I get a good vibe from the Germans.
Yeah, I mean, we do get a good vibe, but, when you get to hear people's, perspective, you know what I'm saying? This is her perspective. I mean, it's her story. This is how it went out for her. So you can't fault her for what she went through. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that, because sometimes people be trying to tweak how people feel about things. It's their life.
You can't downplay an experience.
Yeah, it's their life. Okay?
You just can't. You just can't.
Yeah. So again, like we told y'all earlier, it's good for not only ourselves but other people of the Black diaspora to have these type of videos. These videos are needed. All right, so we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.